Ambassador Krilthaz had been trained for first contact scenarios. His species, the Valorians, had welcomed 47 different civilizations into the Galactic Council over the past millennium. He considered himself unshakable, professional, dignified. That confidence lasted exactly 3 hours into humanity's welcome celebration. "It's a gesture of goodwill," explained Dr. Rebecca Martinez, Earth's cultural liaison, as she wheeled in a cart covered with a thermal cloth. "We brought some of our favorite foods to share." Krilthaz's scales rippled with pleasure. Food sharing was a universal sign of friendship across the galaxy. How delightful. The Valorian delegation would be honored to sample your world's cuisine. Rebecca pulled back the cloth, revealing an array of dishes. The ambassador leaned forward with interest, his optical sensors analyzing the offerings. Then his analysis completed, and his scales went from azure blue to a sickly gray. This is alive," he whispered, pointing at a jar of kimchi where the fermented vegetables bubbled gently. "Fermented, actually," Rebecca corrected cheerfully. "It's Korean. Extremely healthy, full of probiotics." "Probiotics?" squeaked Tlana, the Zendari science officer, her tentacles recoiling. "You deliberately cultivate bacterial colonies and then consume them?" "Well, when you put it that way." Rebecca laughed, completely missing the horror spreading through the alien delegation. "Wait until you try the cheese." She produced a wheel of gorgonzola, its blue veins clearly visible. The scent hit the delegates like a physical force. 3 of them activated emergency atmospheric filters. 1 Graxian observer fainted outright. Ambassador Krilthaz struggled to maintain composure. Perhaps something less active?" "Oh, sure." Rebecca reached for a bottle. "How about hot sauce? This is Carolina Reaper based, one of our spiciest peppers." "Peppers?" The ambassador's translator struggled with the term. "They're fruits that evolved capsaicin as a defense mechanism against mammals. Burns like crazy." She grinned. "We loved them so much we cultivated them to be even more painful." The silence that followed was deafening. "Let me understand," said Commander Vexthral slowly, his 4 eyes blinking in sequence. "Your species encountered plants that produce chemical weapons, and your response was to breed them to produce more potent chemical weapons, which you then deliberately consume, for pleasure?" "For flavor, actually," Rebecca clarified. "The pain is just part of the experience." A medic was called for the Graxian observer. 2 more delegates excused themselves. "Perhaps," Krilthaz ventured desperately, "you have something simple? Plain sustenance?" Rebecca brightened. "Of course. I brought sandwiches." She unveiled a plate of club sandwiches, seemingly normal. The delegates relaxed slightly. "These contain deceased animal tissue," observed Tlana, examining it with a scanner. "Turkey, yes. And bacon, that's from pigs. Plus lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise." "Mayonnaise?" "Emulsified egg and oil suspension." "You consume avian reproductive cells?" Tlana's voice rose an octave. "In liquid form?" "Sometimes scrambled," Rebecca offered helpfully. The ambassador's scales had progressed from gray to an alarming purple. "Dr. Martinez, I must ask, is there anything in human cuisine that isn't fermented, poisonous, or composed of biological hazard materials?" Rebecca considered this seriously. "Well, there's water. But honestly, even that depends on where you're from. My grandfather drinks water so hard it dissolves rocks." She paused. "Oh. I almost forgot the best part." She produced a thermos with the enthusiasm of someone unveiling a treasure. "Coffee. It's made from roasted seeds that naturally contain a neurotoxic alkaloid. We drink it to alter our brain chemistry and stay awake longer. This batch is from Ethiopia, really strong." "Neurotoxic," Krilthaz repeated faintly. We're actually somewhat dependent on it, Rebecca continued. There's a saying, don't talk to me before I've had my coffee. Corporate productivity would collapse without it. Commander Vexthral pulled up Earth's data file on his tablet, scrolling rapidly. Your planet's gravity is crushing. Your atmospheric oxygen levels would cause oxidative damage to most species. Your background radiation is elevated. Your weather patterns include frozen water falling from the sky and electrical plasma storms. Your oceans are filled with predators that haven't changed in millions of years because they're already perfect killing machines. Well, yes, but... And you're telling me, he continued, his voice taking on a hysterical edge, that after surviving all of that, you intentionally poison yourselves with your own food? Rebecca blinked. When you put it like that, it does sound weird. Weird? Tlana's tentacles flailed. Doctor, your species' definition of cuisine is everyone else's definition of biological warfare. There was a long moment of silence. Then Rebecca grinned mischievously. Wait until you hear about our alcoholic beverages. The emergency medical team was called for Ambassador Krilthaz. The Galactic Council's welcome celebration was postponed indefinitely. And somewhere in the documentation archives, a note was added to humanity's file, exercise extreme caution with cultural exchange. Humans consider poison a food group. Rebecca, meanwhile, sat alone in the conference room, happily eating her kimchi sandwich with hot sauce, wondering what all the fuss was about.